At the end of my last video, I said the next thing I was going to do is my compost and black soldier fly system. That's not what I'm doing next because other things need to be done. Don't worry, I have something very fun in store. Instead of the compost system, which we will do probably next, we're gonna be fixing random shit around my chicken enclosure. First, I have to film an audition, so that's why I'm putting my makeup on. Oh, I should do one of those transitions. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna go film this audition and then I'll meet you beauties outside to do some work in about 2 hours. Another day, another chicken thing. Chicken mom vlog. Back. Fixing random shit around my chicken enclosure. Just kidding. Heat prepping the chicken run. Okay, I know I said I was gonna meet you outside and that we were going to fix things around the chicken area today, but it was rather hot, and so I checked the weather forecast and it's going to reach almost 100 in a few days. Change of plans. We are not fixing things today. We are creating the cooling system, summerizing, like winterizing, but for summer, their chicken area. And it works because I had to pick up things to fix things anyway. So now I can just feed 2 birds with 1 scone, and we can go ahead and pick up the supplies to fix things, which I will do next, maybe. I'm going to do a quick stop to visit my horses at the stable because they are also going to need some box fans in their stalls, and I just want to look at the outlet situation. So just kind of doing a little detour. I also have watermelon to feed them. Okay, I have arrived at Lowe's, and here's what's on the list to get. Fans for the chickens, fans for my horses, extension cords, dirt for their dust bath area because when chickens dust bathe, it cools them, shade, tarps / screens, a misting system. As far as the repairs, I need to get wood caulking, something to sort of seal certain parts of the roof that's leaking, a caulking gun, water bottles if they have them. I'm just gonna freeze them and just rotate them around and plop a couple in their water once or twice a day when it's really hot. Their water is in the shade, so it might not need it, but just in case. All right, so that's where we're starting. Here's my fans, my misting system, and my shades. I could spend thousands of dollars in stores like this. I had to force myself not to get plants. Just walking past all the plants. Look at this frog with a mushroom on it. Okay, imagine a chicken standing on it. Should I go back and get this? I'm gonna leave some sort of poll, or if I can't figure out the poll thing, leave a comment. Should I go back and get this for the sake of cuteness? Let me know. It's $24 though, so like, be sure about it if you tell me I should get it. I lost my pen. How am I supposed to check things off? It feels like I've been here forever. Something I just realized. When you're out of your element, that means you're on the precipice of expansion. This is just part of the process. Finally got everything on the list, and then it was time to load things up and head back home. That feels like it took forever. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back to my chickens. I miss them so much.
The chickens were very happy and excited to get out, and I started with their dust bath area. I just got regular topsoil, made sure there was nothing toxic in it. It was a little chunkier with mulch and other things in it than I'd prefer, but I'm just gonna sift some of that out and it'll work fine.
You guys, I walked away for 2 seconds and Coda is already taking a dust bath. That is satisfying beyond words.
Once I was done admiring my chickens utilizing their dust bath area, I moved on to this wood shade thing. It was $39, 15 feet by 6 feet high. It was actually kind of ridiculous to try to stand up by myself, but I figured it out. It was a little taller than the side of the run, so I just cut 3 inches off. It was super easy, attached it with U-nails, and it was pretty much attached. Here's what it looks like from the outside. I really love how it looks.
I love that you can still see through it. That means the chickens from the inside can still see the outside. And it still lets in some sun.
Hey sweets, how are you? How's your day going? You had a good day?
Oh, I sat down, so now everybody was gonna want cuddles.
Alright, I gotta keep working. The sun's gonna set. Oh my goodness, you're so dramatic. She's like 2 feet away from us. Hi, Moch. Hi, Mochi. Be nice. Do not chase her.
Now it was time to install this green shade stuff. It's called Coolaroo. It was, I think, about $29 for 15 by 6 feet. Super easy to install. I just used the washers and little screws that were already in place holding the hardware cloth in, and then Hannah started demanding cuddles, but my hands were kind of full, so I tried to not give her cuddles, but she was just becoming so demanding, and her pecs are actually really painful. So yeah, she ended up getting what she wanted, and it was a lot harder to do things one-handed, but at least my Hannah Banana princess was happy. Here's what this little section looks like. It's not perfect, but it works. And Hannah Banana was actually distracted for a while by the dust bath area, so that was kind of nice. Here is what the green stuff looks like from the outside. I don't mind it. I don't think it changes the aesthetic too much. You can still sort of see through it, which I like. So I added another section of it, and it does lower the temperature. I can feel the difference when I'm standing where it's blocking the sun. If I end up feeling like we need even more shade, then I'll sort of adjust and cross that bridge when it comes.
I really wanted to put the misters in. And then it's just the fans and then I'm done. Might as well try.
This was one of those things where in theory it should have been really quick and simple to do, but for some reason putting the fans in ended up taking me forever. I still don't really know why. And here's my chickens dust bathing. I couldn't get over that they loved the dust bath area so much. More dust bath footage. So I was putting the fans in until like pretty much it was dark, because I really don't know why it took so long.
It's fun to be out here this late when the chickens start putting themselves to bed. Look at how cute they are. Baby's going to bed. Going to bed? What's going on? We still have dust bathers. They never dust bathe this much in here, so even though it looks super similar, it's much different with texture wise. And they can tell. I may or may not do the misters depending on how much light I have, but I don't think I need to record it. You guys can look up how to install misters. There's so many tutorials. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. They're not even out yet. I'm gonna open the door and watch them come out. I thought that would be fun to show you. Good morning, Coda. Good morning, River. Here's the fan on the inside of the coop. I put it so it kind of blows towards the nest boxes and where their little quarantine section of the coop is going to be. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, pretty girl. Do you want me to take you down today? She only has one eye, so she gets down by herself, but... There you go. Good girl. They also have their AC. I know there's mixed feelings about the AC, but I really like having it. I don't keep the coop cold. I keep it on the lowest setting, but it just gives me peace of mind knowing that I have an option if absolutely needed. There will be some way for me to offer them a cool place, and worst case, I could even keep them in the coop if I needed to make sure that they're not overheating, because chickens can die from heat. I also opened up these vents. I had a few wood panels here to help with the cold that happened during the winter, and air was still able to come in and out in that time, but I took them off to really allow air out now, so the full ventilation in their coop is now open. You doing okay, Miss Pumpkin? How's your egg going? I don't like taking their eggs when they're still on them because I feel like it's rude. So I just wait until they leave. Taking a second to let you guys know that I just released my cross-country chicken setup rebuild. So if you want to see how I rebuilt my chicken setup from California to Texas, you can check that out. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. There's other videos you can check out too. Who wants cuddles? Nana, I'm just holding Sebastian. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. So here are the misters. This is where I ended up putting them. I decided to put them closer to the ground, about 3 feet, because I wanted the ground to actually get a little bit wet. Pumpkin loved it so much. It was so cute. I put these in a place where I could also add on to it and install more feet of it later if I feel like they need it. But everybody was pretty much chilling. They all found their spots. They really liked where the fans were providing air. And I made sure to test it out and really feel where the cool air was. Everything that I installed really did make a big difference. It was much cooler where the misters and fans were, and the ground was also really cool where the misters were releasing their water, which I wanted because chickens release heat through their feet. So if they're standing on a cool surface, that helps them regulate their body temperature. Everybody's behavior looked pretty much normal. Nobody was overly lethargic. Everybody still looked responsive. Their combs and wattles still had a lot of color. Everything looked good and safe still temperature-wise. Pumpkin loved the misters. It was so cute. Besides Pumpkin, who actually liked standing in the misters when they were on, most of the chickens sort of stepped away from the misters when they were on and then came to enjoy the wet, cool ground and air once the misters were off. Now, dust bathing, I know I've showed this a lot, but I wanted to explain how dust bathing actually cools them. The dirt can help remove old oils, which causes their feathers to stick together and retain heat, and the dirt itself, if it's cool, can also cool the skin. Then I found this super cool, like, log stump root thing outside in my front yard, and you know me, of course I brought it in to add more enrichment, and it was pretty much an immediate hit
Everybody loved it. Another way that chickens release their heat, since they don't have sweat glands, is that they pant and release heat through their mouths. So that's why you see them with their mouths open when they're hot. They're just trying to cool down. They can also cool down through their combs and wattles. So having a bowl of cool water that they can dip their wattles into helps them cool as well. Now this watermelon was in the refrigerator, so I gave them a nice cool watermelon treat, which is also hydrating for them. You always want to make sure chickens are getting enough water when the temperatures are hot. Oh, and Hannah Banana was on top of this little stick that came off the log thing, and it kind of looked like she was like standing on the edge of a boat, so I had to record it and feature it. Look how cute she is. This will be my first Texas summer ever and with chickens, so depending on how brutal the heat is, I might end up painting the corrugated roofing to provide more shade or sort of adding more elements to keep them cool. But I'm really happy with what I did do, and I feel like I'm in a good spot to be able to do that quickly if needed. And this is going to help manage the temperature as we sort of step into summer. I'm confident that what I did and what I'll continue to do will keep them happy and safe throughout this Texas heat. That pretty much wraps this episode up. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share it with a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode coming out on Wednesday. I'm Madeline. This is Earthlings Uncaged, and I'm passionate about keeping animals safe and happy.